do well, and hemp is introduced into legislation in hopefully all 3 states. In 2011, we can finally get hemp grown in a state without it being a crime. It'd not only a federal crime, it'd be a state crime to grow, the stuff you buy that makes shirts and paper. So anyway, that's what we're here. We're right over at the booth, at the Dr. Bronner booth, and we share it with the hemp industry. Dr. Bronner's has been amazing in keeping the hemp industry vibrant and surviving in the face of, major adversity from the Department of Justice, industrial hemp. So, I'll save you the stories, but please come over and see me over at the Dr. Bronner group, and I'll tell you about some of our experiences with the DEA and other obstacles that have been put upon us as part of the whole cannabis issue of freedom. And none of it makes any sense. But I think we're really there now. I think it's going to change. And I'm happy to be here with you all today. Thanks.
This is a paid political announcement. Actually, it's not paid. Dr. Bronner's is good, so my wife has a commercial maintenance company, and she likes their stuff a lot. So just had to pass that along. My name is Tim Pate. I have been on the core staff here at Seattle Hempfest for many years. I've been opening main stage since 1995. Played the show now 49 times, I think. I'm getting lost now. I was one of the board of directors at C&S Specialty Builders Supply back in the early 90s when we were working to invent hemp boards and doing industrial research. We actually did a lot of industrial research that I'm certain someday will come to fruit in many different ways. I myself grew up in the building industry. I was the youngest electrician in the state of Oklahoma. I know, whoopee, but by the time I was 17, I'd already done an apprenticeship with the governor's son as an architect and built over 1,000 houses. That was by the time I was 17. I grew up in it. It was a family business. So I know we as a population, as the menace on the planet, sometimes I like to think, we are a fiber-hungry people. We just are fiber hungry. We're so hungry for fiber. There are fibers everywhere. Look around us. Everything here has fiber. Everything here in this room is made of some sort of fiber. We need it constantly. We use it all the time. We cannot continue to replace the trees in the forest because they don't grow in an efficient enough manner for us as a population. We will use that up in no time. We will use it up. Just walk through any flat, old-growth forest that's been clear-cutted, and you'll understand it takes such a long time to grow those trees. So my life has been spent for the last few decades to try and encourage, in any way I can, industrial hemp and its uses. And by a side policy, I got involved in the medical marijuana movement as well, and I live in Oregon, and we've been rather progressive there, and so I've had good opportunities to be there in Oregon. I'm the event coordinator for Hempstock in Portland, so I'd love to invite you all to come to that as well. It sounds like I do a lot, and the truth is, I don't do enough because it's not legal yet. And when it does become legal, then I'll be really busy because I got ideas you could not believe what we could do with all this raw material that we're going to be getting once we have all this stuff growing everywhere. So my next big idea is actually to get Farm Aid to do a hemp-related concert finally, because this year they're doing it in Wisconsin, and they're just going to focus on the dairy industry, and I was talking to somebody, and they go, well, those dairy cows, they need to eat, and they need to sleep on bedding, and that they need to do all these other things, and it's like every one of those things that these cows need to do is related to hemp, if you think about it. So how come we can't do that this year? And so anyway, we got to focus. If we focus in the proper manner, we can put on the biggest shows in the world. Just take a look at the Seattle Hempfest and believe that we can do this if we take the first step. And so it's in my mind that we'll look 10, 15, 20 years down the road and figure out what other footsteps that we need to take so that we can indeed have industrial hemp in every home as a common practice. That's my goal. Thank you, folks. Thank you.
Okay. My name is Ben Droz, like Steve said. I am new to the scene. I work for Vote Hemp. Vote Hemp is a single-issue nonprofit advocacy group that's dedicated to industrial hemp farming. So just industrial hemp, and this is the political activism is something that we do a lot. So Hemp History Week is, excuse me. So is what my job actually is doing is I walk through the halls of Congress and I walk into the offices, and I'm usually there at 9 a.m. sharp with a tie on. I look a little bit different, but I definitely am learning a lot about the, oh my gosh.
What are you lobbying for when you go down the halls of Congress? I mean,
we're actually lobbying for a bill. It's called HR 1866. It's the Industrial Hemp Farming